The dog ran down the street to get. Did you hear that? That was 8 seconds of information. And that time interval is so intriguing to me. If you look up research, you can even Google it because, that's what everybody thinks research amounts to these days is if it's on Google, it must be real or not real. Fact checked me because Google knows everything. So anyhow, if you kind of look up what is the average attention span, and if you want to be effective in conveying a message, you have to be able to do it in 8 seconds or less. Otherwise, people lose their interest. What the fuck is that, everybody? The dog ran down the street to get. We are ripe for revolution of the human brain, no doubt. Having only an 8-second willingness to pay attention excludes us from so many rich experiences of being in this lifetime. So what if the real story is about the dog goes something like this? The little white dog who loved its master ran down the street one day to fetch the ball that its master had given to him, whichever as relevant, had given him for his birthday last Saturday. And do you know what? It was the best ball the dog had ever received. And every time that little white fluffy dog chased the ball, it felt a sense of joy that it had never known before, having lived its previous lifetime in a shelter inside a little box that was only 18 inches by 24 inches by 12 inches high. And you see that this dog had ever been rescued from the shelter by its master, or should we say friend, was a miracle, because that was not the common fate of most little white fluffy dogs who had been found running the streets without food, without care, without attention. And so every time that little white fluffy dog ran, it remembered all of the love that had come into his life unexpectedly. So my question is, as food for thought, what do you think is better in terms of attention span? What do you think is better in terms of quality of life experiences? Is it in our collective best? It's really shitty when you don't know how to use your own tripod or remote control and you cut yourself off. A poignant remark mid-sentence. So anyhow, is it in our collective best interest to shorten our attention span further? Maybe we should only give 5 seconds of attention before we lose interest. And what do we really want to do evolutionarily going forward? Do we want to keep everything on a binary system? Or, maybe it would be okay to restore the analog every once in a while. I don't know. I'm just asking. Of course, I have my opinions.